is what it is. It's going to be crazy.
Any updates on the other international toughs? You said a few weeks ago that you were really close to signing a couple other international toughs as well.
We are. Should be anytime now. It's probably going to be India.
India next.
India will probably be first.
I know your ultimate goal is kind of the tough World Cup thing. How many countries do you need on board before you can hold a tournament? I mean, could you do it with just 4? Or?
Yeah, you can do it with 4, 5, 6. I mean, yeah, definitely. All the winners fight each other. And you end up with one winner.
Earlier today, there was a round table with Miesha Tate and Ronda Rousey and Scott Coker. I'm curious what your take on that fight is, and Ronda's kind of Chael Sonnen-esque approach to building this fight.
How did it go? Was it good?
It was good. It's kind of funny. They're both very polite, but she'd be like, well, I disrespect, I understand what you're saying. I don't like you, and yet I'm going to, smash your face. It was that kind of thing. It was very polite, though.
It was Ronda.
Yeah. And then afterwards, Miesha was telling me that, she wants to maim her, so...
Yeah, I like that fight. Yeah. Like I said, in women's MMA, there's going to be some one-offs where you can do some fun fights. That's one of them.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that fight. I actually like both those girls. I like their fighting styles, and I like them personally. So it's going to be a fun one.
I know you spoke recently saying that you were going to make it happen in 2012. Where's the progress? What's the next step with that needs to happen to get it moving forward?
Well, we're in a lawsuit in the state of New York, and I'm very, very confident that we're going to win. Very confident. So,
is that the one on
just
the First Amendment?
the question is, how do you, how fast do these things move? Our first showing over there, we did really well. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick your camera. We did really well. So, very confident that this is going to go our way.
Now, Dana, after that Michael Bisping fight with Jason Miller and Michael Bisping, you were pretty adamant that was the end of it for Mayhem. Have you spoken to him and find out what happened for that performance?
I haven't talked to him now.
Is he still with the UFC?
Yeah.
So you said that the fight has been verbally agreed to between Chael and Anderson. So did that go down literally tonight, and what was that all about?
Yeah, it went down during the fight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So what, Anderson finally just said, yeah, okay?
Yeah,
or
no, he was never not going to fight Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
But that's what
you guys
Chael
got to
said.
stop listening to Chael. Chael is full of shit. What two have we announced so far?
Well, no, don't tell. What do you think the two? And maybe you'll say.
Well, I know we got Diaz. We got, what was the other one?
Barry Johnson.
LeVar, Pat Barry.
Yeah. And we're working on the third one right now. I know what it is, yes, but it's not done yet. So I don't want to say anything until this thing's done. This one's trickier than the other two.
If you could give... Oh, go ahead.
Just cause. Huh? Yeah. No, there'll be more than 3 fights. Yeah. Probably be 4. No. That, we don't even have a 4th one yet.
And that's New Jersey. There are rumors that they're going to Atlantic City this summer. Is that true?
I think it is. I think it is true.
Which venue?
The answer was yes. We had talked about it, and Hawaii, and Montreal, and all these others. So, they're all still a work in progress. None of them are set in stone. We actually, I think I fly there next week. I fly there next week to meet with them. So we'll see what happens.
Obviously, you've just crowned a new champion in the welterweight division, and we had Josh and Mike fighting. Coming up, Jake Ellenberger is taking on Diego Sanchez. Where do you see the winner of that fight?
It's a very important fight for not only those guys, but for that weight division, too. Ellenberger coming off the big win over Shields, and Diego Sanchez coming off these injuries and getting back into the groove again. He's been out for a while. So it's a big fight for those guys and for that division.
Yeah, well, certainly a lot of people think, Ellenberger is a champ in the making. How many fights away do you think he could be from a title shot if he is victorious over Diego?
It depends on how that fight goes. Diego is a fighter that a lot of people respect. You don't just go in and walk through Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez is usually in a knockdown, drag him out war. Yeah. And so it would depend. If he went in there and made quick work of Diego Sanchez after just coming off and knocking out Jake Shields, pretty good place to be.
Ellenberger's a 2-1 favorite in the fight. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Does that surprise you at all?
The odds surprise me all the time. For Bisping to be a 5-1 underdog against Chael, and there's a lot of shit that surprises me in this sport.
Now, Dana, from your perspective, welterweight right now is wide open. You see a lot of the old guard kind of fading out, or the people that we've been familiar with over the years kind of losing and falling off. From a business perspective, are you happy that the more established names and stars are losing, or is it you're seeing new?
Losing?
Yeah, or
none of that stuff matters to me. I don't ever, the way that this works is you're going to have winners and you're going to have losers. You're going to have guys that get older and they're going to retire, and that's the business. Our job is, and always has been, is to bring the best fights with the best fighters in the world. It's like the Diaz Condit thing. Carlos Condit won this fight tonight. No matter how much George and Nick hate each other, Carlos Condit won. And no matter, and I think the fans, like when I first sat down, the fans are mad about the way Carlos Condit fought. Too fucking bad. You know what I mean? You're mad at the way he fought. He went in there and he fought a great fight. Stuck to his game plan. Didn't fall into Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is the master of getting you to fight his type of fight. Because fighters have egos, and millions of people are watching. When you start getting open hand slapped by the other guy and getting called, he's calling you names. All right, you want to do this? They dive in and they do it. Carlos Condit kept his cool tonight, fought a perfect fight, and like he said, started early chopping those legs, and that did make a big difference toward the end of the fight. It slowed Nick down a lot. Body shots too.
You got like the depth in welterweight though going forward, because it seemed like for a while there was only George St. Pierre, and it was like he has to move up or this or that. Now you have a plethora of guys.
It seemed like it was only George St. Pierre because he was dominating everybody. He was so dominant. It's like the 185-pound division. Everybody thinks it's the weakest division in the world, which is not. Just the baddest dude in the world has the belt in that division, so he makes it look very weak.
Dana, did you get any fan response for the brand new opening? And how did you feel the first time you saw it in the arena?
Yeah, it was cool. Actually, right after when I was going through Twitter and people were going crazy over it. People loved it. So, I was very satisfied. Cool. Yep.
Dana.
If you hated that open, I don't know what the hell to do. You know what I mean?
Gladiator fan making
Gladiator Hall of Fame, I don't think so. Gladiator, like I said to the press that were there when we did, at the time when we bought this thing and I was looking for that identity for the brand, Gladiator worked perfect and it was great in its time. And now, where we are today, I think this is perfect. So I'm really happy.
Dana, people are.
Keep talking.
Yeah, no, he's one of the up and comers. He's in there too. I think as you get closer to finding the next guy to fight either Condit or GSP, you start matching up some of those guys to look for the next number one contender.
Dana, people are joking about taking life insurance policies out on Chael's head.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Taking out life insurance policy for Chael to go down to Brazil, I think he's going to be okay in Brazil. There's a lot of people that hate him, but people love these type of rivalries. I mean, for Brazil, you heard the guy earlier talking about what it's like down in Brazil. For those of you that haven't gone down there yet to a live fight and been down, it's insane, man. It is insane. And he's right. The numbers that we're pulling, I mean, we peaked at 6.6 million or something the other night on Fox. And we're like, that's awesome. We're doing 50 million people watching down there.
At 2 in the morning.
There's only 200 million people in the country, and absolutely, those numbers are going to keep going up and up and up. And I think that this Ultimate Fighter down there is going to be huge. The Ultimate Fighter is going to be huge. Just to explain to you guys how big this is, it's crazy. And in the 10 years that we've been working in all these other markets, 56,000 up in Toronto was phenomenal. I mean, it was so. We're going to do 80,000 people in the soccer stadium down there.
When you guys